there are definitely scenarios where people are having a conversation where one person thinks it's going great and the other person thinks it's going very poorly, like many first dates. And we are hoping that there are situations where the computer can provide insights just because either you're not paying attention or you're not able to relate to the other speaker enough to get that information.
The data we used in this case were physiological signals, basically the ECG signals, skin conductance, respiration patterns, and skin temperature. And we relied entirely on these physiological responses for distinguishing between the different kinds of conversations.
We combined it with some supervised machine learning to train the computer based on examples of known data that would say, like, this is that kind of conversation.
As you may have seen, our current accuracy is 75%, but we are not sure if that is very practically useful yet. But that is another reason why we wish to refine our studies further and perhaps test other scenarios, more diverse scenarios, as well as we want to evaluate if maybe what the impact of incorporating real-time feedback might be. If the users could perhaps, if they would be able to adapt their responses with respect to the feedback they received during the conversation itself, and if that has any impact on our results. The computer in this case, it could tell us stuff like which person is contributing more to the conversation and who is contributing less, whether the people involved are getting engaged or involved in the conversation at all, if in general they are getting bored by the presence of the other user or the direction in which the conversation is going. We are not sure if it is, since we are relying entirely on physiological responses, it seems good, but we also want to make sure that it remains competitive in scenarios where, we could compare it to scenarios where we use perhaps a voice recognition or facial expression recognition and see if they give us better results.
Therapy is definitely one of the big applications, especially in populations that don't show emotions the way a therapist might understand, like autistic people or even depressed people. And beyond that, I think conflict resolution is a big case for it. Just people arguing and not understanding each other. And education, of course, it's a different scenario, but you could definitely have a teacher observe like multiple students and get a little information about who's not paying attention and who is paying attention.